Are you planning on buying your dream home with an FHA loan? Well, hang on a minute, that just might not work. FHA loans don't work in every situation. I know FHA loans sound great, especially with only having to bring 3.5% down, being able to get gift money and seller credits, but there's way more to this loan product than meets the eye. FHA stands for Fair Housing Administration, and the goal is to help people become homeowners, especially first-time home buyers and those with lower incomes. There are a lot of properties you cannot use an FHA loan on, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. But first, my name is Linda Shinpaw. I'm a licensed loan originator with Edge Home Finance Corporation, and we are the #1 national mortgage brokerage in the U.S. So FHA wants to make homeownership more accessible, and they do that in a couple ways. They do have less strict qualifying guidelines than other mortgages. That makes it easier for people to qualify. They do allow you to bring a smaller down payment. So if you have a limited savings, that will benefit you. And they also do help people with lower credit scores. So FHA loans can allow applicants with a lower credit score to qualify for a loan than some of the other products. So it makes homeownership more accessible in a few ways, but there are so many property types and so many situations where FHA doesn't work. Let's talk about higher priced properties. In 2024, the FHA maximum loan limit was just under $500,000. It's $498,257. So that is the maximum loan amount you can take out with FHA, compared to a conventional loan of $766,550. Those are a lot of numbers, but basically, FHA is going to limit you by over $268,000 insofar as the loan amount that you can take out, right? So if you're looking for a higher priced home, maybe this is your second or third home, you're upsizing, your family's growing, you got a promotion at work, right? All of those things that lead us to spend a little bit more money. If you're in that situation, FHA is not going to work for you. Also, if you're looking for a fixer-upper, I love a fixer-upper. My husband and I, before we had children, we used to buy the worst house on the block, gut it, fix it up, live there for 2 years, sell it, keep the proceeds tax-free, and do that again. It was really, really fun, and we were able to move up and up and up in neighborhoods in our community and make a pretty good return. So that was a really fun time in our lives. I loved it. And I think when the kids are gone, we'll probably do a little bit more of that. Some of those houses that we bought would never, and I mean ever, qualify for FHA, ever. If a house needs a lot of repairs, it's not going to meet the safety, security, and soundness check that FHA requires. So safety, security, soundness. What does that mean? For safety, there can be no health or safety issues. No loose wiring, exposed electrical systems, things like that. For security, all of the entrances and windows need to be properly secured and working. I'm talking no broken glass, no busted door locks, those kinds of things. And then for soundness, I want you to think move-in condition. It doesn't have to be pretty. FHA really doesn't care if there's cosmetic repairs that need to be made, but if it is not structurally sound, if there is damage to the exterior or the foundation or the roof, that is not going to fly for FHA. Some more FHA deal killers when it comes to buying a house that needs repairs is if the house doesn't have any utilities, including electric, heat, clean water, if none of those are functioning, there is no way you're getting an FHA loan on that. If there's no ventilation in the attics and crawl space, again, not going to happen. There cannot be any kind of wood destroying insect infestation, think termites. It has to be safe to access the property, or it's a no-go. If the property would fail fire codes or safety codes, and if there's any kind of soil contaminant or underground storage tanks, this is not an FHA property, right? Because FHA allows this small down payment of 3.5%, They are wanting to protect the buyer that they serve. And that's why the house can't need a lot of repairs. If they're requiring you and allowing you and looking for people who need that smaller down payment, then FHA is assuming that you don't have all this extra money laying around somewhere to fix a home in this type of condition. The other thing you need to know is that FHA is not going to finance a second home or a true investment property. It is for primary residences only. Okay, and don't mess with this. This is like a federal offense if you do. You have to live in the property. You have to. Now, there is one little exception here. There is a beautiful asterisk in this FHA code where if you buy a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex, guess that's the real word. Is that how you say that? But if you buy a 2, 3, or 4 unit property and you live in one of those units, you can actually buy that with an FHA loan. And I have another video on FHA where I talk about that more. If it's something you're interested in, just click on the link below and set up some time with me, and I'll be happy to walk you through that because it is a beautiful thing. But if you cannot physically live in that property, if it is a single family residence and you are buying it to make it a rental property, that is completely not okay from an FHA loan standpoint. Let's talk condos. In certain parts of the country, there are condos galore, especially in a beach town, right? The rows and rows of condos. What a beautiful thing. Not all condos are FHA approved. FHA doesn't work here all the time. The condo community itself has to be on the FHA approved list, and that can significantly narrow your options when you're out looking for a house to buy. So if you're set on condo living, just be prepared. If you need to go FHA so you can have the lower down payment, you're going to make it your primary. If you can check all those boxes, not every condo is going to work. Let me give you a few of the fine print details here. So the condo has to be complete and ready for occupancy. The whole condo complex does, okay, not just your unit. Insurance. The condo association must have insurance equal to 100% of the building's replacement cost. And it has to have hazard and liability and flood and all of those things. At least 50% of the units must be owner occupied. That's really, really important. And no more than 35% of the total condo space can be used for commercial purposes. Sometimes you have some mixed use, like maybe in the lobby, there's a coffee shop or something like that. But there's a ratio there. Cash reserves. The condo has to keep at least 10% of its budget in cash reserves. And delinquency. FHA cares that the homeowners are current on their dues. No more than 15% can be more than 60 days delinquent on their dues. And finally, no more than 50% of the units can have FHA loans on it. So there's a lot of things that FHA cares about. Now listen, you don't need to go to every condo that you are interested in and ask these questions. As a mortgage broker, I can do a lot of this research for you. I can go to the FHA site. I can see if the condo that you're interested in is on the approved list. If it's not, if it's questionable, I know how to work with the realtors, get these documents straight from the homeowners association, and we'll check that out for you. But it is a big deal if you're buying a condo and you want to go FHA, that we have conversation before you fall in love with that project. I'm not down on FHA loans, but I hope from this video you realize that they're not a one-size-fits-all loan. There are several properties that will never, ever, ever work for a FHA loan. And so once you're clear on what it is you want to buy and what you're doing, then a great loan officer will be able to tell you which loan products make the most sense and fit the things that you're trying to do. I hope you found value in this video. Comment below and let me know which property type surprised you the most. Have you ever had a bad experience with an FHA loan? I hope not. But if you have, let me know and I'll help you make sense of it. If I can be of service to you, please click the links below and either grab some time on my calendar or grab my free Smart Home Buyers Guide. Also, if you need any real estate or mortgage help across the US, reach out. I'd be happy to either personally help you if I'm licensed in that state, or I'll be glad to make an introduction to somebody who can. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.